It's wonderful to see everybody here. I couldn't be happier to be the first one to welcome you. My name is Joel Malmberg. I'm the CEO of the foundation at USF. And this is indeed a momentous occasion. As you can see behind us, this building rising skyward to transform downtown Tampa and the face of healthcare. And you're going to hear all about it today, and I know that everybody got a chance to sign our beam, and that's going to be the highlight of the day today. But one of the other highlights is for me to introduce our wonderful boss and the person who made a lot of this happen, President Judy Genshaft.
Well, thank you all. This is really exciting. It's a very special morning, and we're very pleased that everybody is joining in on this festivity. We're celebrating a momentous occasion, the topping off of one of the most significant projects ever to be completed in the University of South Florida System's history. The project would not be possible if it weren't for the incredible support of visionary leaders across the Tampa Bay community, so many of whom are in this room with us today. And I want to take a moment to recognize some important guests that are here with us today. First is Carol and Frank Morsani. They're two phenomenal, wonderful, generous benefactors and the namesake of our nationally regarded medical school. So we are just so pleased that you're here with us today. Representatives from the Strategic Property Partners who are leading the redevelopment of Water Street, Tampa, all around us, and CEO James Nozar. So we're glad you're here, and you'll hear from him in a few minutes. Several of our esteemed elected officials, including our own City of Tampa Mayor, Mayor Buckhorn, where are you? There you are. State Representative Wenge Newton is here. Thank you. Former Speaker of the House, Will Weatherford. And representatives attending on behalf of State Representative Ben Diamond and Congresswoman Kathy Castor are here today. I also want to recognize the USF Board of Trustee member who's with us today, Hal Mullis. Yay. Well, it really is amazing to see what we can accomplish together. This project is staggering in its impact in terms of academic, research, economic significance. The 13-story building with nearly 400,000 square feet will house approximately 1,800 students, faculty, researchers, and staff, equipping them with world-class labs, lecture halls, research facilities to help shape the generations of physicians and pioneer new discoveries for heart health. All of this activity will fuel a stronger and more vibrant regional economy, sparking at least $2.35 million in local economy activity for every, I really outdid this. Wait until you hear what I did. When we have the sparking the regional economy through the research that we do, there's at least $2.35 in local economy activity for every dollar that NIH funding that we receive. And this year we've received over $550 million, so that is a large sum. Already we can boast that USF's first medical students are among the first-year medical students now are among the most talented in the state of Florida, scoring the highest average medical college admission test, MCAT scores, in the entire state of Florida, regardless of whether the university is public or private. For the last 4 years, our incoming medical classes MCAT scores placed the USF Morsani College of Medicine at or above 90th percentile of all students taking the exam nationally. All students nationally were in the 90th percentile. So just imagine the talent that we can attract with this new facility, and just imagine what these talented individuals will do for the continued economic progress of our great city and region. And I always say, wherever there's a great city, there's a great research university. And USF is the only research university in the Tampa Bay area. And in so many ways, this project symbolizes who we are and where we're headed as a community. It represents our collective vision to make life better, to build a better future for our next generations. And this project belongs to all of us, every one of us. So thanks to all of you for helping to make this project possible. Your support is immensely important. So I'm now pleased to welcome Dr. Charley Lockwood, Dean of the University of South Florida Health, Morsani College of Medicine, to talk a little more about this project on the incredible academic trajectory of our med school.
Well, I have been dreaming about this day for quite a while, and I've probably told this story a million times, but I remember being invited to meet Mr. Vinnick, and Todd Lywicki took me around. I met Coach Cooper, had no idea why I was there, and I looked at the arena, and I figured, well, they knew I played, high school hockey, and they figured I wanted to give them advice. And Mr. Vinnick laid out a chart of the downtown area and described all the incredible things that are planned for here, and said, well, would you be interested in moving the medical school down here? And I literally thought for about a picosecond, a very short period of time, and said, yes, but can we move the Heart Institute? And he smiled, and the rest is history, although there are so many people to thank, starting with my incredible president who sees this and would not let go, and I will get to a few more of those in a minute. But that was the dream, and I remember vividly sitting in our war room trying to prepare a document for the Board of Governors, and for the first time really had to think about where health education was going. And you've heard me say this, many of you have heard me say this many, many times, but medical knowledge is doubling every 73 days. And so how do you prepare students for a world like that? And I've said this a million times to our poor students who are sick of me saying it. And the answer is that you don't memorize textbooks anymore. You have to be able to curate knowledge and understand whether it's the correct information and apply it literally at the point of care, at the point of time that you need to do it. And it'll be a lot more fun for you all than it was sitting there memorizing Harrison's, but also more challenging. And you will have tools that would be beyond my dreams when I graduated in 1981. So it's daunting to think that this is actually going to happen. So just a few more thanks, and let me start with our president and our wonderful husband, who not only were the cheerleaders and the strategists behind this building, but have donated significantly to its realization. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And we're going to say many things about the president over the next, and she doesn't want to hear any of them, but she is without a doubt, and I can say this without the slightest possibility of error, she is without a doubt the best boss I've ever had, and we don't want you to leave, but we'll do everything we can to stall your departure. But thank you. Frank and Carol Morsani, how could you have a better namesake than you two? And it's just been a joy getting to know you. This is your building, and we'll take very good care of it, but it's your building, and we really do appreciate so much all that you've done. And for the other donors of the building that are here, let me just take a few moments to call them out. Dave Pizzo, who I saw from Florida Blue, thank you. What a great partner in Florida Blue. And we're doing a lot of things together that I think are improving the quality of care in the community. Dr. Panos and Helen Vasiloides, or somewhere here, I saw you. And thank you. Who have also donated very generously. Dr. David Vesely, thank you. Dr. Alan Goldman, our former chair of medicine, thank you. And Dr. Valerie Riddle, who really was the founding president of our alumni society and has helped to create a really extraordinary group of dedicated alumni that are slowly helping us build this building. Thank you. I've already, shouted out to Jeff, but obviously none of this would have been possible without his vision. I always like short people from Boston anyways, so that worked out pretty well. But thank you, Jeff, wherever you are. We appreciate it. The mayor, who coined the term bigger than baseball, although we're now going to test that hypothesis and see whether you were correct or not. But I can't thank you enough. And when I was kind of at my lowest moments during our negotiations with the board and the legislature, I remember him looking at me and saying, don't worry about it, we'll get this. And he was right, so thank you. And Speaker Will Weatherford, who is, without a doubt, the most modest, humble guy to be Speaker of the House of any state legislature in the country. This was your vision. I just kind of put it on top of the medical school. But what we've been able to do in this short period of time, just with the thought that we're going to be able to create this, the amazing recruitments that we've made of fantastic faculty, and Sarah Wan, who's in the back there, has done a lot of that recruitment, although she doesn't seem to gain weight at the dinners, and I do. I'm not sure how that works. Thank you. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And I'm not going to sing happy birthday, but today is Will's birthday. I really don't want to be outdone by Marilyn Monroe with that one. And obviously, we've mentioned them before, but in addition to the mayor, the city council, our great county commission, Sandy Merman, particular kudos for their hard, dedicated focus on helping us get this done, the state legislators. And the governor, without whom this obviously would not have happened. So thank you. My outstanding colleagues at Tampa General Hospital. We have developed an extraordinary relationship over the past 4 years, and so much of what we do is anchored there. The wind is a good sailing day. Also, I have to thank our incredible design team and architects at HOK, and our amazing construction team at Skanska. They have kept this project on schedule, on scope, on budget. They have been relentless and meticulous, and they've done this with virtually no injuries on the site, and have done it with such class and elegance. They're an amazing organization. So thank you. As I have worked with them on giving tours, I've learned more and more about construction, and I think I can now faithfully give you these numbers. which are correct, 47,000 tons of concrete, equivalent to 155 747 jets, 2.5 million linear feet of rebar, equivalent to 480 miles, many other architectural features, which I will not get into, which were, I'm sure, for the construction team, a nightmare, but we're going to turn this building into an extraordinary gem for this community and for medicine in general. This will be the place to train the next generation of physicians. We will push the boundaries of medical knowledge. We will keep up with that pace of rapid expansion in medical knowledge. We have already recruited half the NIH-funded investigators that will occupy that building, and the president is spot on. For every dollar of NIH funding, we generate between $2.35 and $2.60 in local economic activity, but that doesn't include the potential for partnerships with biotech and pharmaceutical companies and our own startup companies. We had 5, I believe, generated from the medical school last year. All those things will be enormous economic drivers of this community, and that's exciting. And last but not least, we're within exactly a 5-minute walk of Camels, our amazing simulation center where these guys and gals are already being trained. So now for my sales pitch. We're still raising private funds for this vital project and offering prominent naming opportunities. I intend to name every stick of furniture, every hallway, so the hands out, and I'm available for possible naming opportunities as we walk out. So please help. We will be raising money for the next 100 years, I think, but we really would appreciate your support. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce Frank Morsani, who was recently inducted into the University of South Florida's 2018 Next Greatest Generation Veteran Fund Hall of Fame for his service in the Korean War. He is an extraordinary partner, and we are so blessed that he and Carol have dedicated so much to this wonderful university and school.
Thank you for those kind words, Dean. I'm going off script. We have all these wonderful accolades to Will and everyone, and so I decided to do a different route. And they said because I wrote my own script, I could do what I wanted. So that's what I have done. But not only is this a celebration of this university and this medical school, but ladies and gentlemen, this is a celebration for this community, for this city. I want you to think and go back a little bit. Everyone talks about the 18th and 19th centuries was the Enlightenment period of Western civilization. I would submit to you that the city of Tampa, the Enlightenment area, has only been here for 25 years. Let's think about that for a moment. This city was created in 1853, 165 years ago. But I think the historians will opine that it's only been in the last 25 years that we have really become a community. And what is so interesting about it, ladies and gentlemen, that all of you are able to see it. It's in your lifetime. If we were living in Philadelphia, we wouldn't get to see it, would we? If we were in Boston, we wouldn't see it. But we are able to see it. We're all being part of it. It's our underpinnings of what's been accomplished in this community. So, but the fabric today is represented by this community. So I would invite you visually to go to the top of this building, and let's start up the Expressway, and we see the Performing Arts Center. Then we see an art museum, and then we see the History Museum, and then we see what Jeff and Penny Vinnick have brought with their intelligence, their vision, and their resources to transform this city. Is there any city that any of you ever lived in or been a part of that have done these things in your lifetime? I think the answer is no. So, let me turn my page here. And it goes without saying that our leader, Dr. Judy Genshaft, and with the support of her husband, Stephen Greenbaum, have been the catalyst for this building. They've been the catalyst, and I call it, with her great leadership, I like to think that this is the capstone of her administration. And it's the capstone of this city, ladies and gentlemen. It's the capstone of all these other things that I've mentioned. This is the capstone for this community. And our mayor and others, everyone has supported it, but it's bigger than that. It's bigger than we individuals. It's our culture, it's the fabric of our community. And we can be so proud. I hope you're proud, because very few communities have been able to take almost resurrection and have a total transformation in a very short period of time. So, Carol and I hope that this School of Medicine will inspire others to continue the transformation and the philanthropy that's necessary for the growth of this community. And now, as Carol and I stroll hand in hand into the sunset of our lives, we are proud, honored, and humbled to have this School of Medicine as our legacy. Thank you.
I knew I didn't want to follow Frank up here. What an incredible, incredible philanthropist. And as I was sitting by, I had to share this one story, though. I remember when we announced Frank and Carol's gift, when they first put their name on the medical school. It was incredible. We were on campus, and Carol was sitting next to me, and we had these water bottles with Morsani College of Medicine on it to celebrate. And Carol leaned over to me and she said, "You know, the greatest thing about today is?" I said, "What, Carol?" She said, "I have my own water." And you know what? We brought them out again, Carol, so they're over there just for you. We've got a special presentation. Dr. Genshaft, will you come up, and Dr. Lockwood, and I think we have a couple of medical students who are going to help us with this too. So if you all would come on stage. This is something very special, and Judy's going to announce right now.
Well, as we've said, this project would not be possible without the support of so many of our community and state leaders. Well, there is one state leader in particular that has been so instrumental in the development of this project since the very beginning. It was his leadership that secured the initial $6 million funding for constructing a world-class heart institute at the University of South Florida. It was also his leadership that helped enable the move of the project downtown to be co-located with a new state-of-the-art USF Health Morsani College of Medicine. A move that will have immeasurable impacts, not only on our great university, but also on our fantastic city, our wonderful region for generations to come. So this person is our dear friend, Will Weatherford. I'd like you to come up with your wife, please, Courtney. As Speaker of the House in 2012 to 2014, Will Weatherford served as a true champion for the Tampa Bay region. His contributions can be seen all across our community and throughout Florida, from new healthcare facilities to transportation infrastructure to new educational opportunities for students at all levels. Speaker Weatherford's leadership shines through. He helped lead Florida out of the Great Recession, which was a very large task, by following through on a promise to restore budget cuts to all our state public universities and investing in the potential of our students at historic levels for our state. And of course, his legacy will also be felt right here where we sit today. The USF Health Morsani College of Medicine and Heart Institute would not be possible if it weren't for the support of Speaker Weatherford during his time in the Florida House and beyond. He not only helped bring valuable state resources to fund the enormous project, he's also an important advisor and advocate every step of the way. So there's really no adequate way to thank Speaker Weatherford for what he's done for the University of South Florida and for Tampa Bay. But as a show of our appreciation, we are so pleased to announce today that the University of South Florida Heart Institute Atrium will forever be designated as the Weatherford Family Atrium. This is a place where thousands of students, faculty, and researchers will gather as they conduct important cardiovascular research for the benefit of countless individuals and families. And they will know it was made possible in such a large part because of the visionary leadership and tireless efforts of Will Weatherford. And so we can't just thank you enough, wherever you are.
Wow, I'm just beyond humbled. President Genshaft, it's been amazing to see how one person at one university can be so transformative. And your legacy at the University of South Florida is beyond words that I can articulate today, but I just want to say thank you for everything you have done to transform this university into one of the greatest universities in the United States of America. It is because of your leadership. So God bless you. Thank you. And the truth is, there's a lot of other people who had significant impact on making this a reality, many who have been talked about today. But let me just say, this is an example of what happens when you have a transformational leader of a university, when you have a transformational family who believes in investing in their community, when you have a transformational mayor who has a vision for a city, when you have a transformational real estate project that's going to transform and change the way that downtown Tampa looks forever, when you have a transformational community that is bought in on the future of Tampa Bay. These are the amazing feats that can be accomplished. And I just feel, and Courtney feels as well, and our family feels blessed and honored to play a small role in this incredible transformation of our community, of the university, of this real estate project, and of all the exciting things that are to come. So thank you for this incredible honor for our family. We will never forget it, and it's only the beginning. Thank you very much.
Day to you. Yeah. Thank you, Will. Yeah. We didn't make you sing, though. That was not bad. One speaker that we want you to hear from is someone who actually represents what this is all about. And actually, he was here helping unveil the Weatherford family atrium. Tampa Hutchins, who's a first-year medical student at the Morsani College of Medicine, earned his Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Science in 2014. Tampa, will you say a few words to our group?
Thank you. Ooh, this is loud. Good morning, everyone. I'm Tampa Orlando Hutchins. I'm a first-year medical student. And on this day, last year, give or take a week, I got my acceptance phone call to attend Morsani College of Medicine. And I was possibly the happiest guy on earth. So, USF is my alma mater. The opportunities it afforded me shaped me into the medical student that I am today. And I'm even more excited than I was last November about the kind of doctor that it will shape me into tomorrow. My classmates and I are extremely happy about this new building, the resources it'll have to offer, and the chance to pioneer our medical education with new facilities that enhance the research and learning experience. Not to mention the view. Morsani College of Medicine stands to transform its students into the kind of medical professionals that we want to see in our clinics, in our hospitals, and in our time of need. The compassionate, talented, and patient-centered individuals that will improve the health of Tampa Bay and the communities around it. This new building is only the beginning, and my classmates and I believe that there's much more to come. For me, the journey started with an acceptance letter, but it's far from over. USF Morsani College of Medicine is unifying research, education, and healthcare, and we look good doing it too. Go Bulls!
Thank you, Tampa. And that's not even his stage name, Bob. That's his name. I know. You got to take him on. Is that politically correct? Tampa, Orlando. I mean, he's got it. He's got it all down. Yeah.
Middle name I4?
Yeah, is it I? If you have I4 in your name, you got it made in politics. You can go anywhere. See them afterward. Just stay as a doctor, okay? Don't leave us as a doctor. And finally, a couple of folks who are very important to us. The first is SPP, who is our partner. We talked about Jeff Finney before, and we talked about James Nozar. He is the Chief Executive Officer of Strategic Partners. And James, come up and say a few words if you would. Thank you.
Hello, thank you, Joel. As Joel said, I'm James Nozar, the CEO of SPP. SPP is the real estate developer constructing Water Street Tampa, which is what you see around you. I apologize for the noise in the background, but that's a sign of progress, right? So I was honored to be part of a groundbreaking just last week on our first residential project just a block south of here, and we're physically standing on Water Street and sitting on Water Street today. So this Water Street spine is obviously the namesake for our community, and it's really pulling all of us and all of these projects together. USF's College of Medicine, I'm so honored to be just a tiny part of the overall project. This is, it's been a phenomenal partnership with most of you around the room, and I'm seeing a lot of the faces that have all had a role in this. As many of you may know, we meet very, very regularly just to coordinate all these activities, and I'm looking at all the bits and pieces, the cooling plant, the streetscape, the infrastructure, the regrading we had to do of the site that made this a reality. So this partnership with USF is very important to SPP. Many of us all know why USF was able to come downtown with the help of all the folks around the room here, being near Camels, being near TGH. But for us, it was really bringing these great minds downtown and being part of the ecosystem we're trying to create here in Water Street, Tampa. Having 2,000 or so students, faculty, and researchers is incredibly important, and we're already seeing the follow-on and the opportunity from that. A lot of the office tenants we're talking to, they're interested in coming to downtown Tampa because of this. A lot of the retailers we're talking to, they want to be near these students and the researchers and the faculty. The housing we're building, we're designing all of the housing to be able to take advantage of those new individuals downtown. So we're very, very excited and humbled. And as you may also know, this will be the first well-certified district in the world. We were very honored to be part of that certification process and creating the pilot, and having the med school and the Heart Institute as part of that was critically important to us. And we're only furthering those health and wellness partnerships with others in the industry and locally. So we'll be building a lot of amenities and a lot of new things in the coming years. Fortunately, this has moved very quickly, and we're a little behind on our own side, as you can see. But we've had a lot of great milestones in the last year, including the JW Marriott Hotel, which broke ground in April and is now on the second floor. As I mentioned, 815 Water Street, our first residential project, which will house a full-service grocery store, which will be open in 2020. It'll be a great amenity for USF across the street. On this stretch of Water Street, we have the Addition Hotel and Residences that will break ground in March. Our first office building, 1001 Water Street, which will be a companion to USF's College of Medicine and Heart Institute next door, and then 2 more residential buildings. That's all in the first phase. That all breaks ground in the next 9 months. Then we look to the north, and Water Street Spine heading to the north. As you may have heard, the Conagra Flour Mill will be relocating. We've expanded the footprint of the project all the way up to Whiting Street. This is Cumberland Avenue, which will connect the Channel District all the way through to downtown and to Camels. There's a lot of exciting things happening, a lot of infrastructure, and a lot of planning and thinking that go into these things, and the partnership with all of you around the room has made that possible. So I want to congratulate everyone on this momentous milestone today. As I said, we're really honored to be just a part of it, and look forward to all the students and welcoming everyone here and about this time, well, in about a year. And on behalf of the Water Street team and SPP and Jeff Finnick, want to thank and congratulate Judy, Charley, Morsani's, and the whole USF team for everything that you've done and allowing us to be a part of it. Thank you.
Thank you, James. And finally, to bring us home, because we're going to see the ceremonial part of what a topping off is all about. And to do that, our great construction partners who have just done a phenomenal job with Skanska, Traci Hunt, who's Vice President of Operation at Skanska USA Building. Come on up, Traci.
I'm not sure who decided to let the construction guy speak last. So if you're looking for somebody to bring this home after all these great speeches,
I was counting.
sorry to disappoint in
Tampa,
advance,
come back up.
right? Yeah. First, I'd like to say on behalf of the Skanska HOK project team, we're very excited to be here today to celebrate with all of you the topping off of the new USF Health Morsani College of Medicine and Heart Institute. Our on-site Skanska team has been hard at work over the first 12 months of this project. We've put in over 168,000 man-hours into the structure that you see standing before you today. And I'm happy to report that 2 weeks ago, on Halloween, actually, we had our last concrete pour on our 457th day of construction. So that was a big deal. Now that we've completed the structure, we'll be focusing on finishing the enclosure, completing the interior finishes, which include drywall, painting, flooring, and furnishings. Our mission as a team is to deliver a state-of-the-art building in a lot of the renderings that you've seen throughout the last couple months. We are really excited about this today, and on behalf of our team, again, the design and construction team, we're incredibly proud of the project that you see in front of you, and we're proud to deliver this state-of-the-art facility that will benefit Tampa, the Tampa community for years to come, providing long-term economic impact and breakthrough research. So on your way out from the tent today, we worked with our millwork contractor, Millwright Woodworking, to provide everybody a gift that marks today's milestone. It includes a piece of reinforcing steel that's representative of the reinforcing steel that is in the transfer beams over the auditorium area on the second floor. What this helps us remember is that as strong as that steel is, the building's real strength is all of you. So we thank you. I ask that everybody now please step outside the tent and direct your attention to the project, and we'll raise this beam.
Thank you all for coming. Thanks for everything